Positive EV betting for tomorrow, May 6th. What is going on, everybody? My name is Billy C, and tonight we're going to look back at the Positive EV tool and get you some great plays for tomorrow. So let's get into it. So, welcome back, guys. Thanks for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, my name is Billy C, and we're going to be talking a lot about positive expected value betting, my strategies, tips that I use, utilizing OddsJam and their tools. All right. But before we get into the tool and before we check things out, obviously reach out to me on Twitter if you have any questions, you're interested in maybe learning about positive expected value betting, or you want to know a little bit more about OddsJam, feel free to ask. So I want to kind of bring up something real quick before we hop in the tool. And this isn't a brag. This is just kind of letting you guys know, I've had some very successful months here in January and in February, and I've really had 6 straight profitable months, kind of following a betting style strategy that I'm going to get into here a little bit later. And if you've seen any of my other videos before in the past, you've seen me kind of dissect and go into detail about how I attack the positive EV tool. One thing, though, that I want to make mention to you guys is variance, right? And variance is real. And I'm having a really tough start to May. Really tough start, as you can see. I still have some games out there pending, maybe if the Suns come through. But even if these bets do come through for me, the most I can make tonight's about $65. So it's going to most likely be a losing night. So, my losing days have been really tough so far to start the month. But one thing that I want to let you guys know is I keep my money, my gambling money and my personal finance money separate from each other. I very, very rarely ever dip into my gambling money to use for my personal finances, to pay my bills or to pay my rent. So it's all about, keeping your unit size realistic, right? So that you don't have to dip into that, because here's why. So variance comes at any time. And I rode a real hot streak in early April. And then you could see really from the 13th in April to the 23rd, it was bad. Really bad, especially on the 20th and the 21st, okay? Lost 4.5K in 2 days. So when the variance hits, it hits. And as you can see, before that, we just had like really one tough day. I mean, sure, $640 isn't fun, but you can see these 3 days, man, that's tough. Then we get it back and then boom, boom. And so variance happens, but because I don't spend a lot of the money or really any of the money at all that I use and make from gambling, I just keep it so that I can continue to up my unit size and grow. I can take a hit like I'm doing right now in these first 2 days in May and possibly tonight, right? I've been through this month over month over month now, and I know that the losing days come at any time and the winning days will come at any time. But I'm not going to lower my unit size or change up my style. I know what I'm doing has been successful, and I'm going to stay at it. But this is why, is because I'm not spending a lot of my gambling money, and I'm able to just use it, sit there as a cushion in case this happens, right, where we get off to a really tough start. So I'm not trying to tell you how to spend your money, but if you're looking to try to grow your unit size month over month, you're not going to want to spend all of your money gambling. And if you're making a decent amount of money gambling, you're also going to want to save some of it for tax time. All right, enough of that. Let's get into the tool. Let's hit some bets, and let's show you what I'm doing, and let's see what's going on for tomorrow. Okay, so here we are on the Positive EV tool, looking for plays for tomorrow. And a lot of times you can find value the night before, right? So one thing that we look when we're on the tool here, okay, I only focus, I don't care about the percent, the recommended bet size. I don't care about the width or the odds we're getting. I only care about the no vig fair odds. Okay, so that's all I care about. I only make plays up to plus 130, right? So anything between plus 130 to minus 200, I will bet. So for instance, I won't bet this plus 157 or this one here plus 177 or any of these three. All right, I already made a play tonight for tomorrow's game on the Yankees-Rays. Why? Because it's at plus 128. And so I like to keep it at least at 40. Plus 130 odds imply a win percentage of 43.5%. This is 43.83. And I put a half unit on this. Okay, so at the bottom here, I'm going to have on the ticker running across. If I were to have a $100 unit, if one unit was $100, here's how my breakdown would be for how I would attack the tool and how much I would put. Currently, my unit size is $275. So anything that falls in between minus 110 to minus 200, that's the no vig fair odds, I would put a full unit down, right? Anything that is in that plus 121 to plus 130 range, I put a half unit. So for this Yankees game, I put down $150, which is a little bit more than a half unit for 275, but that's what I put down so far for tonight. So the next play that I see here is we're going to hit this Warriors-Lakers game, okay? And so when it comes to positive expected value, this has a 2.24% edge, right? And the reason is because the over at 56.5, Pinnacle sees this at minus 107. They are the most accurate sports book in the world, the sharpest, right? We can get in Desert Diamond, which is also associated with Barstool and Bet Rivers. They all use the same odds maker, a book out here in Arizona, has it at minus 112. Pinnacle, or right now, FanDuel, we can get it at plus 106. So when the Pinnacle, the sharper sports book, says, hey, it's minus 107, and the average odds is minus 102, and then the fair price is plus 101, and we're getting a better price than fair price, that has positive expected value. All right. So I already have it locked and loaded over here with this Laker game. We're going to go down here and we're going to go over the first quarter. So you really need to know how to navigate the sports books when it comes to this. So first quarter, and this is always going to be an alternate line. Most likely it is, right? The main line's 55.5. So we're going to go to first quarter alternate total points. It's over 56.5 at plus 106. And I'm going to place, normally this would be, as you can see on my ticker down below here, this would be 90%. This would be 75 to 80% of a unit, but FanDuel's not going to let me bet that. So if I try to put 200 down, they're going to let me bet $47.20 because FanDuel's like, yo, man, you've made too much money off us. We can't let you do that. So we're going to lock in this over 56.5 for the most that they'll let me bet. And obviously, as you get a higher unit size, I wanted to bet roughly 200, maybe $225 on that play, but they won't let me do it. So that's just kind of how it is. When we're looking at this and I'm 275 times 0.75, $205. Yeah, it makes it tough. So 47.90 or 47.20, excuse me. So I'll go in here, throw it in my bet tracker. OddsJam has a free bet tracker. Even if you don't use their tools, you can use their bet tracker for free. Guys, if you're betting on sports, how do you know how much money you've made betting on sports if you're not tracking everything? It is imperative to do so. Imperative. Super important. Here's one that we like tomorrow. So strikeouts here. Tommy Henry over 3.5. So let me log into Caesars, and I'll hop back, and we'll lock in this bet. All right, so we're back. And the Tommy Henry bet moved on us. When I clicked in to show you, to bring it up for you guys to show, it said odds may have changed. It was at minus 113, and now it's at minus 170 on Caesars. So the odds changed. There is no more positive expected value because we won't bet it, right? As you can see, all the other books here have this at minus 165, minus 170, and Pinnacle has it at minus 112. And so there's no positive expected value anymore, so this is gone. But on that same Lakers-Warriors game for tomorrow, Lakers over 56.5 first half team total is a positive expected value bet, right? And just so you know, positive expected value doesn't mean that the odds have to be plus. Okay, they can be minus, they can be favorites, right? Here, it just works in the opposite. So when we're looking at underdogs, like this Nationals Diamondbacks under 7.5, we want to have odds that are higher than plus 179. So that's why it's plus 185. When it comes to the favorites, minus 105, we want to have lower. So we want to have minus 102 or plus 105, plus 110. So here, as you can see, you want to bet the first half Lakers over 56.5. All these books, DraftKings minus 115 at BetMGM, the same. Pinnacle sees it at minus 120. FanDuel says, nope, minus 102. It stands out from the rest of the books. So we're going to go ahead and lock this in. And again, I would put 90% of a unit. So I put 250, and they'll let me bet 127.60. So that's what we'll do. So there's play number 2. Lakers over 56.5 team total. And guys, when it comes to my plays that I'm making here, I'm just going with the data. I'm following the numbers. I'm not looking up statistics and charts and checking out the Lakers first halves for all the playoffs or for the whole NBA season. I'm not paying attention to that. I'm simply looking at the sports books who have already priced all of this data into the market. They have their own teams, their own analytics groups. They know this is already priced in. I don't have to do the work because they do it for us. So we lock this in. 127.60. Talking too much. I got to figure out if that's correct. Let's see. Yeah, 127.60. All right, cool. So we'll throw this in, and then I also keep track of my straight wagers, my straight bets. So far we've made 2 bets, 127.60 and 47.20. So I'll bring it over here. As you guys know, if you've seen my videos before, this is where I keep track of everything. And so we're going to lock this in for tomorrow. I have 2 more bets now. This is how I keep track of all of my straight wagers, all of my straight bets. This is exactly what I'm doing here. So plus 47.20 plus 127.60. So I know exactly what's going on for tonight. So let's go take a look and see what else is on the tool. And we'll go back to the top. Again, I'm simply looking at the odds here and then the no vig fair odds to see if there's anything I would play. And if you might ask me, well, Billy, why aren't you betting like this under on the Red Sox Phillies game or the under on the Diamondbacks game? Because this lives in a plus 178 world. And while it does have positive expected value, the fair win percentage of this is 35.92%. And I don't like placing bets that have a 35% chance of winning. That's just not me. It's too volatile for me. That means I'm probably going to lose more than I win. And yes, I could win more than I lose on these, but it's tougher. And I've, through experience, I just don't want to bet these. So these are not bad plays by any means. This Angels run line, the Stars cracking over 6.5 tomorrow. They're not bad plays. They're not just plays that I'm going to make because you see on the ticker below, these are the plays that I make. This is where I like to stick to, right? So let's see if there's anything else. And right now, it would just be on this Kraken over under 1.5. Okay. And this is a great point that I like to make right here. This is difficult for me. Why? Because I already have the under 5.5 tomorrow. I already have under 5.5 on this game. So this is sometimes I make these bets, sometimes I don't, right? It has positive expected value. I should lock this in, right? So that means I need 2 goals to be scored in the first period, but then I would need it to be under 5.5. And both of those things can happen, right? But most likely I will shy away from this bet just purely because I have the under. There's no rhyme or reason. I might sound like an idiot. If I do, please leave a comment and let me know that I am an idiot for doing that. Or when they score 3 goals in the first period, but the game ends, 3-1, be like, Billy, you're an idiot. So let me know. So let me hit the refresh button again. And let's see if there's anything else that's going on out there that falls into my category that I like to play. Here we go. We have one for my hometown team, Pittsburgh Pirates, money line over on Bet Openly, which is great. And here's why. Because OddsJam has their odds at plus 128, but they're actually usually off a little bit. And they're off. So that means this Pirates play, when I go find it on Bet Openly, I'm going to come back to you, it should be sitting around plus 130 or plus 131. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back on Bet Openly. Bet Openly is an interesting site because basically it's peer-to-peer. So if I want to create a line for a game tomorrow, I can do that. The tool here over at OddsJam just finds and scrapes for the odds, right? And as you can see, Pirates money line tomorrow. A lot of books. The average odds is plus 119. You see FanDuel's maybe the next best at plus 124. Pinnacle sees this at plus 120. And Bet Openly is at plus 128. The thing is, Bet Openly is not a sports book like Caesars or FanDuel, where you can make bets with the sports book. This is where basically I can set up a book, I can set up a game and place however much money I am willing to take the action on. So this is someone that put the bet out there that I can only bet $20 on. Now, there are plays out there where sometimes I can put as much as I want for $200, $500, $1,000. But in this case, I can only bet $20, which I'm still going to lock that in. Why not? Who doesn't? I mean, I'll take an extra $26.20. So we'll go over to the bet here. I'll type in my max, and then we'll place the bet here on Bet Openly. And as I said, the odds are actually plus 131. That's the one thing I've noticed with the EV tool when it comes to bet openly, any plays that they have, you actually get better odds. So when we go to the calculator and I type in plus 131, it actually gives us a 2.63% EV edge, which is awesome. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to adjust the line because we got it for plus 131. But the most we could put was $20. I would put more if I could, but someone obviously has this bet out there and was only willing to take $20 worth of action. But I'll take it, no problem. So that's a new site that I've recently came across that is really cool. And sometimes you'll see it like that, where all you can put is $20 down, but other times you can do more. All right, one more play that just popped up here. We're going to go over Superbook and hit this EPL first half total goals. Be back in a moment. Okay, so we're back. And as I've mentioned before, don't really care what sport it is. I'm going to bet it. So this is EPL. This is first half total goals. Superbook is a book out here in Arizona. So over here, you just got to go down to soccer in Europe. And it's the first play here. Wolverhampton against Aston Villa. We're looking for over 1 goals in the first half total at plus 115. So we're going to go to first half. And then down here, we're going to go to first half total. And there it is, plus 115. Now, normally I'd put around 60 to 70% of my unit size. So 75 times, let's say 0.65, just to cut in the middle. So I'd put 175 on this, which is exactly almost the remaining funds I have left. I don't know if they'll let me bet this, though. No, so I'm limited a little bit, so they'll let me put $125. But I'll go ahead and lock that in. So $125 on this over 1 first half goals on an EPL match. And these are a lot of fun because since I'm out in Arizona, by the time I wake up tomorrow morning, this will already be over. And it's kind of like Christmas. You check on your phone and you get to see if you won. It's always a nice day to start off a Saturday morning when you already hit a bet. Oh, so good. So we're going to lock that in on the bet tracker, right, for 125, and I'm going to throw it in my personal tracker. But, guys, this is all I'm doing all night tonight, right? I'm just going through, and I'm just checking everything out. I'm just perusing, staying in tonight, not going out, having a few drinks or anything. Gotta love this Guardians. Gotta love this Guardians under 3.5 total. All right, we're going to hit one more. But if you're interested in using OddsJam or their tools, or you want to learn a little bit more, please use my promo code Billy20. It'll save you 20% off on your plan each month. It helps me out tremendously, guys, more than you ever know. And like I said, reach out to me on Twitter if you're interested. Slide my DMs, ask me a question, leave a comment here on the video, okay? And just if you have some questions, if you like what I'm doing here, if you're like, hey, man, I like what you're doing, but I do it this way and it's a little better, or I've had some issues with this or that, dude, just drop on in, leave a like, thumbs up, thumbs down, either way, just so I know that you're engaging, and make sure you turn on that bell notification so you never miss any of my videos coming down the road. So before we end the video, I'm going to smash this Guardians under 3.5 team total. So let's go and hit this real quick right now. Over on FanDuel, plus 106. And, like I said, guys, time and time again, you need to know how to navigate these sports books. Very important. So let's go here. And it's going to be all the way at the bottom on the main first screen here. Guardians under 3.5, plus 106. We double check. Yep, good to go. And how much will they let me put on this? So normally this be like $250, and they will let me put $250 on this. So I will drop $250. Guardians under 3.5 runs tomorrow. There it is. Boom. Fifth and final play of the video, guys. My name is Billy C. I'll catch you tomorrow in another video so we can smash some more bets. Have a good night.